Big Brother is watching you is a famous quote from the book 1984, as well as a feeling that every American feels. While they might not have that exact image in their head, they still feel it. They all have the same idea. Everywhere they go, everything they say is being monitored by the United States government.
The NSA specifically targets the communications of everyone. It ingests them by default. It collects them in its system, and it filters them, and it analyzes them, and it measures them, and it stores them for periods of time, simply because that's the easiest, most efficient, and most valuable way to achieve these ends.
George Orwell's warnings in 1984, a book written in 1949, are more relevant than ever today. Orwell wants the reader to realize the dangers of losing their privacy.
Because even if you're not doing anything wrong, you're being watched and recorded, and the storage capability of these systems increases every year consistently by orders of magnitude, to where it's getting to the point you don't have to have done anything wrong. You simply have to eventually fall under suspicion from somebody, even by a wrong call, and then they can use the system to go back in time and scrutinize every decision you've ever made, every friend you've ever discussed something with, and attack you on that basis to sort of derive suspicion from an innocent life and paint anyone in the context of a wrongdoer.
In the first moments of the book, we are introduced to a device reminiscent of what we have in our own homes. The telescreen is a device in the book used to monitor the citizens of Oceania. Given out as a device for entertainment, it has a sinister purpose: monitor citizens through both video and audio. In the words of Orwell, the instrument could be dimmed, but there was no way of shutting it off completely. Today, that quote echoes more than ever before. Home systems such as Google Home and Amazon Alexa are devices with microphones that you can talk with and use for entertainment. They claim to turn off completely, but have recently been discovered to be monitoring at all times and sending that information back to Google.
Well, they're watching everything. I mean, the mistake we make is we think of a human and a human's ability to focus their attention, but they're gobbling all that they can. So if they hear a dog barking in the background, you might get a recommendation for dog food. If they hear an argument, they might send you marriage counseling. If they hear kids screaming, or even they can identify the music you're listening to in the background, the TV shows in the background, or maybe they hear a kettle about to boil and they give you a recommendation for tea. It really is a vacuum in terms of its ability to take as much data as possible, identify it in the hopes of then finding stuff they can sell you.
Anything that we say in range of these devices is monitored. The listening devices aren't the only way they monitor you. In 2013, Edward Snowden leaked that the NSA has been monitoring the public through their cell phones, computer cameras, and in some cases, their televisions. That year, we learned not to trust any device with a microphone or camera. With the amount of devices that have microphones and cameras in the world, there seems to be no escape from the monitoring. We have no control over this, and even when this information was leaked, nothing changed.